Welcome to Soul Tribe Search Party, your go-to space for real talk, deep reflections, and unfiltered life moments. I'm your host, Breezy, and here we keep it raw, soulful, and authentic. Hit that subscribe button, and let's dive in. Hey y'all, this is a postpartum episode, so if you are not a mom, this episode is not for you. But disclaimer, I am laying here with my son and he is watching his little show. He literally just got done having a crying fest, and we were literally just both on the couch crying together, because honestly, it is hard to know when you're, going through postpartum and when you're just living life, to be honest. And, yeah, Papa. Yeah, and I think that I have been just wearing a lot, and so it has been stressing me out overall. But I was, while I was laying here with my son, I was getting sad because, as he was sitting here crying, I'm pretty sure, his tummy was hurting. We tried to switch his formula, and I did it by mixing, but honestly, I do wish that I was a breastfeeding mom, so that part is stressful, but, it is what it is. So, from switching his formula, I think it made him constipated, so his tummy was hurting. But I had just got sad because, as I was trying to soothe him, he did not want to be bothered with me. He is throwing his head back and, doing all these things. And I was just dang, I can't even soothe my own baby. But honestly, I don't know, it had stemmed down to a whole thing where I was thinking about my mom and my dad. I don't know if y'all have super supportive parents or not, but here's my thing. So, this week, I have been reflecting on the fact that I have been the foundation for both of my parents. As my dad was going through stuff, he's calling me with his, I don't want to call it dramatics, but, his stuff that he has going on, right? And he's in a mood, and I'm having to deal with that. And then, with my mom, it's the same too. It's hard dealing with people where they don't have nothing else to talk about but negative stuff. So, whether it's in their life, whether it's somebody else, whether it's something you're doing, it's hard. It is hard. And I feel like I'm always just trying to be accepted, by her. And so I just, go with the flow, even though it's this stuff is heavy because, what, Papa? This stuff is heavy because, there's never any positive to talk about, And I was actually trying to share about something that was positive for me throughout the week, to which it was crickets, didn't have anything to say about it, didn't really care. And I was damn, because you gotta be careful with, sorry if he's screaming in y'all's ear, but you do definitely have to be careful, when you get some good news or good information, or just stuff that you're going to be doing on your journey, because everybody is not rooting for you. Even when it's your own people, they're not rooting for you because they're in their own trauma still, right? And it's just like they just don't know how to be happy for you. And like, even when you want to have, like, create opportunities for them as well, like, they still kind of have a hating energy towards it because it's not something that they did, right? It's something that you did for them. So I don't know, it's hard. So, you know, I've been trying to figure out like how to move forward from that too, because it's like, it doesn't feel good when it's your parent that is like rejecting you. And like, another thing to deal with as a mom is just like, you know, when your parents do things that it's like, okay, I know that you know how to parent because you've had a kid before. However, I have like my own boundaries and stuff, you know? So it's just like, if you could kindly like respect that would be cool, right? And it's like when your parents meet you with that, like, oh, I should have known that you was finna have you know, like, it can never be a logical conversation with them. Like, it can never be just a, oh, you know what, I understand where you're coming from with that, you know, because I also had that fear when I was a parent. Or it could just be like, you know, I understand in general how you could see that is a problem. Just validating you and being able to fucking just move on, you know? But it's like, everybody wants to fucking gaslight you and be dramatic and say things that you didn't say, to where it's just like, okay, I'm not even gonna continue this conversation with you. Or it's almost like you just don't even want to respond, because it's like, okay, yes, in the same token, I can validate how you feel because you must feel attacked. But at the same time, that's on you that you feel that way. Because instead of speaking up and just being like, hey, you know, I didn't have that intention to blah, 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 but I can see where you're coming from. Like, nobody knows how to have those kind of conversations anymore, to where it's just like, I shouldn't say anymore, because to be honest, those of us breaking generational curses stems from the fact nobody knows how to fucking problem solve. Nobody knows how to problem solve. Nobody knows how to fucking talk about what's really going on. Like, everybody just walks around just fake as hell, doesn't know how to fucking talk about how something really makes them feel. Like, it's annoying. And then it like makes you just want to be isolated, because like, I don't know. Like, I wonder if some of you guys feel that same way, or, you know, if you're lucky enough to where your whole support group is great, you know, I'm not even hating on you. That is awesome, because from being a mom, I overstand. Like, I damn near am cool with one and done, because from all aspects, it takes a village. Like, from your partner to your parents to your friends, it takes a village. It takes a village of people that know, like, yes, this is how this journey goes, and it's not the same for anybody, but like, you know, everybody has to get together and, you know, help just the mental aspect of it. Or maybe you're the friend that helps with the physical aspect, like you get your friend in the gym or something, you know, to keep them going, you know, just different aspects that people can help you with. And it's just like, you know, being a stay-at-home mom. Ooh, I watched this video where this girl is talking about being a stay-at-home mom is not doing a work-from-home job. And I felt that, hey, Papa, we're talking to the people. We're talking to the people. He's trying to crawl. Sorry. So, hold on. But yeah, she was talking about how being a work from home mom is not a stay at home mom. And I 100% felt that. That's exactly why I had quit my job, because it's like battling, trying to work, you know, and take care of your child is hard, you know. And I don't know, she just had some really good points in her video, and she also just talked about, you know, being with the child's father too. Like, I'm trying to think about exactly everything that she said, because she has said something like, if this man lets you do blah blah blah, he hates you. And it was funny. But I don't know, just the journey of finding your balance with being a mom. And, you know, especially those of us that we've been a part of the hustle culture. So it's like we are obsessed with like getting more money, and, you know, so it's like I never really just sit down. Hold on. Okay, so I do remember what it was now. She was saying, like, basically if your man lets you come home or your man lets you, like, do all the household chores and work a job, he hates you. And even though, like, I don't have like I don't know, you know, but just reflecting on watching her video, I was just like, okay. Sorry, y'all, this one is gonna be all over the place because I'm sitting here trying to get out what is on my chest and simultaneously put him at ease. So I will try my best to edit this episode, so it's not just me pausing and him screaming at me, but yes. So to speak on the video again for the third time, I do think overall it was just a good point of view to see, because it had made me realize that I was doing way too much, because that is the reason why I even became a work from home, you know, mom, because I was like, oh, and then I can have my baby with me. And the reality of it is, no, like, moms have to have balance. We do have to learn how to find that balance with ourselves, mentally, physically, spiritually, all of that. And sometimes it just becomes too heavy for us because, like, for some reason we are fucking, I don't know, I want to say gifted, but is it really a gift to, like, be able to put all this stuff on our plates? And, like, we turn into fucking superwoman, but then we end up, like, breaking down because it's like you're doing way too much. You're doing too much, and, like, the people around you can't even see it, or, you know, they don't take a load off for you, you know, to be like, I know that you need this break, right? And then, of course, you're not going to ask anybody because, well, you had the kid. And, like, I know especially me, before I had a kid, like, I was outside, like, I'm living my life. I like to travel. Like, I'm not worried about nobody's kids because, for one, that's not my kids. And I was like, having kids is a choice, right? You're choosing to have kids, but the reality of it is it can suck, like, especially when, like, maybe you had a partner at first that, you know, you were confident about having a kid with. Like, if it's your first one, like, yeah, you're confident with having a kid with this person, but then it's like, when shit hits the fan, you know, this person has a lot to learn about being a parent, or like they don't recognize the signs of stuff. Like, there's just a lot more to it, especially like through your birthing experience on up to raising the kid. Maybe you had to teach them how to be supportive for you during your birthing experience, and you had to teach them to care for you like when you were pregnant and postpartum, like, and that is exhausting. Nobody wants to sit here and have to constantly coach or teach somebody on what you need. And then that's why a lot of us are just independent women, you know, because it's like, I'll just do it myself. Even though it is strenuous, it is a lot, okay? But I don't know. And I know, like, some people, they on their second, third child, you know, and more power to you. I don't know how you do it, honestly, because after my first one, I was like, yeah, I think it's going to take me a lot to want to have more. Like, I mean, when I first had my son, I was like, oh my gosh, I want to have one more, because it's like that newborn stage was so cool. Like, you know, you were just in awe of the fact that you created this in your body. Like, especially when it was like just days from your child being born. Like, yes, this just came out of my body. My body created this. This is so cool. I want to create more of them. But once you get out of that cute phase and you actually give yourself time to be present with your baby, and then he's in his, or sorry, it could be a she, they are in their next phases, and you're like, oh shit, well, I'm glad I got to witness this phase first before having baby fever, because baby fever is now canceled. And like, and the thing about it too is I also know that not every stage is going to be the same for babies. So just because I think that stuff is cute now, I don't, but like, I did. If I was to have another kid, I know that the experience is not going to be the same as this one. It could, but it's not likely, you know, because everybody's different. So I'm like, yeah, I have been just focused on this one project, and it's already been a lot. And, you know, also, people are more willing to watch one kid opposed to if you have more. And that's where I'm just like, yeah, I just want to keep it simple. And I know, like, a lot of us are like, well, I want my kid to have siblings, but you know what? Your kid would be okay not to have a sibling if you are a functioning parent. If you are a functioning parent, you will be perfectly fine with just having the one kid, because your kid will feel supported and loved, and just because you have a sibling for them does not mean that they will get along, or, you know, it doesn't mean that that's going to be the best thing for them. I be seeing in the news siblings be killing each other, so just be mindful of that. Like, like, you don't have to feel like you have to be a certain, like, aesthetic or whatever. Life is what it's going to be. Blah, blah, blah. He just sitting here staring at me in my mouth, watching me talk to myself on the phone. Yeah, is that what you're doing? But yeah. And I don't know, I just have found myself more irritable and not really knowing how to move, how to be, like, where do I go from here, because honestly, everybody around me is so small-minded that I'm like, shit, I'm ready to go. Like, the life I was living with being outside, I'm like, I'm ready to take my son and do the same thing. Yeah, because he's only one person. That's not going to stop nothing. That's not going to stop nothing, And I want to continue to live life like I don't know. I don't know. And then, like, how do y'all be feeling about, well, first off, don't nobody call me anyway, except for my mom and my dad. But it's like when my dad calls, yes, he asks about the baby, but he's not focused. He's not focused on just the baby. Like, he will talk to me about other stuff first, and then, like, if he can hear him in the background like this, he'll be like, oh, what's he doing? Let me talk to him, blah, 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 Versus, like, if my mom calling, she'll be like, what's the baby doing? Or, I haven't seen my grandson. And it's like, it's a gift and a curse, because, like, nobody literally sits there like, well, what do you need today? What do you need today? It's like, yeah, I appreciate that you care and want to talk to my son, but, like, what does he need? What does he need? Does he need anything? Is he cool? I don't know. Maybe I'm just blabbing at this point. But I don't know. I just, for the most part, wanted to get on here and just share how heavy things have been, like, this past week. And just trying to acknowledge the feelings that are in there. I don't necessarily know, like, what I'll do with them, because, I mean, knowing me, I will cut people off and then just deal with that myself. Like, because you cut people off doesn't mean that you just live a happy, joyous life. It is a little heavy still, because then you're dealing with the fact that, it's lonely that way. But it's like you would much rather be lonely than to have people around you that are not watering your cup just as you are watering theirs. And sometimes life is just better that way. So I don't know. But thanks for coming to our talk today. And tell the people bye. Until next time. That's a wrap for today's episode. If this resonated with you, don't forget to follow, share, and connect with me on YouTube, TikTok, and my website can be found in my bio. Let's keep the convo going.